Let's talk about work breakdown structure and Gantt chart. A work breakdown structure is a statement of all the work that has to be completed. You can create a work breakdown structure as an indented list as follows. First, we're going to put the title of the project on top. We indent the next line, and we list all the major tasks that need to be completed. And underneath each major task, we're going to indent the line and list all the subtasks. And underneath each subtask, we'll list all the activities. This is one way of representing a project using a work breakdown structure, and there is another way. You can use a diagram. For example, suppose your company is throwing a dinner party. You are in charge of organizing this party. You want to use the work breakdown structure to organize the project. On top, you're going to list the title of the project, which is dinner party, and you list all the major tasks. Reserve the room, prepare dinner, invite guests, and find speakers. Underneath each major task, you can list all the activities. What should you do to reserve a room? Book a room, set up tables and chairs, lay out utensils, and so on. And you can repeat this for each task. You can notice that each major task can be broken down into small actions. These actions are called activities. An activity is a smallest unit of work effort consuming both time and resources that can be planned and controlled. Next, we can use the Gantt chart to organize a project. A Gantt chart or bar chart has been a popular project scheduling tool before CPM or PERT techniques were introduced. I want to take an example and show you how to create a Gantt chart. Suppose you want to build a house. For this project, you need to complete 7 activities. Design the house is one of the activities. Let's call it A. Lay foundation, activity B, and so on. For each of these activities, we know the duration. For example, to design the house, we need 3 months. The duration of A is 3. Also, we know the immediate predecessors. An immediate predecessor of B, for example, is A, and this is an activity that should be done right before B. That means after we are done with A, we can start B. Let's take D. For example, the immediate predecessors of D are B and C. That means after we are done with B and C, we can start D. What happens if we are done with B only? Can we start D? No. We have to wait until C is done too. So once you're done with both A and B and C, we can start D. Given this information, how can we create a Gantt chart? On the x-axis, we are going to put the time. This is the first month, this is the second month, and so on. On the y-axis, we list all the activities. And for each of these activities, we'll draw a bar from left to right. The left side is the beginning of the activity, the right side is the ending of this activity, and the length of this bar represents the duration of this activity. So let's start with A. A has no immediate predecessors, so this is the first activity. You can start this at the beginning of the first month. The duration of this is 3 months, so we can finish this by the end of the 3rd month. And let's go to B. When can we start this? We can start this right after we are done with A. And A is done at this point, so we can start B at this point. The duration of B is 2. So B is done by the end of month 5. Now let's go to C. When can we start C? Right after we are done with A. So we can start C right after we are done with A. And the duration of C is 1 month. So C is done by the end of month 4. Let's go to D. We can start D right after we are done with B and C. And B is done at this point. C is done at this point. So, and we need to wait until both are done. That means we can start D at this point. And the duration of D is 3. So D is done by the end of month 8. This way, we can finish the rest of the activities. Let's go to E. We can start E after B and C, and B and C are done at this point. And the duration of E is 1 month. And let's go to F. We can start F right after E, and the duration is 1 month. And let's go to G. We can start G after D and F. So D is done at this point, and F is done at this point. So we have to wait until both are done. So we can start G at this point. And the duration is 1 month. And G is done by the end of month 9. So this is a complete Gantt chart, and this can be very useful. We can ask the following questions. First, what's the duration of the entire project? We finish everything by the end of month 9, so the duration of the entire project is 9 months. Next, why does D start at the beginning of month 6? Because we have to wait until B is done and C is done, and both are done at the beginning of month 6. Next, can we delay C without delaying the project? If so, how long can we delay it? Can we delay C without delaying the entire project? Remember, D is waiting for C to be completed, but D is also waiting for B to be completed. And B is completed at a later time, so we can delay C by 1 month. And still, we're not delaying E or the entire project. So the answer is we can delay C by 1 month, and this amount of time we can delay C without delaying the entire project is called the slack time. The slack time for C is 1 month. Next, can we delay E and F? So if we delay E by 1 month, then F will be delayed automatically because F follows E. Is it okay to delay F? Remember, G is waiting for F to be completed. And actually, G is waiting for D and F to be completed. So if we delay F by 1 month, G will not be delayed and the entire project will not be delayed. So that means we can delay E by 1 month and F by 1 month, still the entire project is not delayed. So the slack time for E is 1 month and the slack time for F is 1 month. You can see that the Gantt chart comes in handy for smaller projects like this, but if you have a bigger project with lots of activities, this chart can be too complicated. So we need another tool. So in the next part, we're going to talk about the critical path method.